Okay, let's get the study group started for CBAP. Today is the 27th of June, 2026. Jose, were we going to do chapters 6, 7, and 8 today?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Chapters 6, 7, and 8. Let's get started. Okay. What is the purpose of creating user stories when specifying requirements? So the purpose of creating user stories is going to go back into the user story technique to that tells us where what the purpose is. And when we're specifying requirements, we're specifying and modeling requirements. So we know we're in chapter 7, 7.1. To specify requirements is a brief statement about what people need to do when using a solution. I'm sorry, what people do or need to do when using a solution. To represent the acceptance and evaluation criteria attributes of requirements. To specify a set of interactions between a system and one or more actors, or to prevent scope creep. What do y'all think is the best answer?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay.
Yes.
So what answer do we think is best?
A.
Did you say A?
Yes.
Okay, I've got one vote for A. Jose, what do you think?
I would also go for A. Yes, the who, what, why.
This is the purpose, according to the Babok, for using user stories as a technique. Good job, guys. On a good start. As part of the initial strategy exercise, a business analyst was required to come up with a method to capture how an enterprise creates, delivers, and captures value for and from its customers. What technique would provide this information? How an enterprise creates, delivers, and captures value for and from its customers. Is this a business model canvas, business capability analysis, SWOT analysis, or a glossary? I'm not asking you which one to eliminate because I'm hoping you're doing that automatically now. So which one is the best answer according to the Babok?
Divided between business capabilities.
Tell us your thinking, Jose. I love to hear it.
I'm divided. I would say the business model canvas.
Okay, let's test it. And you're correct. It describes how an enterprise creates, delivers, and captures value for and from its customers. 100% so far, we're good. Roll has conducted the analysis required to document the current limitations of a solution, so we know we're in chapter 8, including constraints and defects. What outcome is he looking to achieve by executing this action? So
I
if
cannot hear
he's,
anything. Please let me know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you, Amarachi. So he's done the analysis for limitations. So we know that we are in chapter 8 and we are doing solution limitations. So the outcome of solution limitations, and assess solution limitations, is it solution performance measures, change strategy, solution performance analysis, or solution limitation?
Either the solution limitation or the performance analysis. Performance measures, I don't think. Yeah, I would go with performance analysis.
Okay. Amarachi, do you have a vote? Okay. So the output of assess solution limitations is the solution limitation. Solution performance analysis is the output of analyzed performance measures.
838. Okay.
Okay. DEMA is a BA assigned to the evaluation of a solution that isn't delivering value to the level forecasted during the project. So, solution, chapter 8, and it's not the level forecasted during the project. So, which task is this? It seems to me it could be two different tasks. Could it be analyze performance measures or assess solution limitations?
Uh, Evaluating the solution that isn't delivering value, I would say solution limitations.
Okay. She's gone into the project archives and reviewing all available project documentation. Why is she doing that? She's working to understand the potential value of the solution. She's primarily concerned with the solution requirements to ensure current performance measures are relevant. She's reviewing the pro project objectives to better understand what the solution is supposed to achieve, or she's trying to familiarize herself with the stakeholders impacted by the solution.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, good, good.
It
Okay, why
suddenly.
is she looking at in the project archives for available project information?
Hmm. So, C?
I've got one vote for
Uh,
C.
I would go for B as in Bahamas. But
Bahamas.
I don't I don't really feel that this one is the solution limitations. I feel this is the performance measures tasks.
Okay.
I'm kind of like
Okay. I've got a, so Jose thinks it's B and Amarachi thinks it's C. Amarachi, could you think B is a better answer than C, or do you want to argue for C?
Mm. C is more like evaluating the current performance. So it's already defined that the current performance does not meet up to what was forecasted already. So how going back is to try to understand what actually was it supposed to achieve, what the objective is. So yeah, we can check both.
Okay, let's check both. Okay, so whenever we're looking at the value level, we want to get potential value. Here's your key. She's working to understand the potential value of the solution. It's listed as the input into the analyzed performance measures. So that's one thing she needed is all the inputs. The forecasted level is a benchmark against which the solution performance can be evaluated. The solution requirements to ensure the current performance measures are relevant is one of the factors. And this talks about project archives, but the potential value may not be listed with the project objectives. So the available project documentation wouldn't have given us what we needed. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it does.
Okay.
I actually did think about that, but then again, I was strongly going for C.
I understand. Sometimes you pick one as like, I'm gonna champion that one, but you gotta really, really read the question to get to the right answer.
Mm.
In order to evaluate solution performance, a BA must have which of the following available? Okay, construct a solution and identify defects, business objectives and identify defects of the solution, business objectives and design solution, a working solution, and business objectives. So evaluate solution performance. What are the inputs? Must have available are inputs.
C?
Jose, it looks like you don't have a microphone now. There you go. Now you got it. Okay, we're looking for the inputs and evaluate solution performance.
So the business objectives and design solution.
I've got one vote for C. Amarachi, I want to ask you about design solution. We have to have some piece, at least a prototype of the solution. Would that be called a design solution?
I didn't get that.
So evaluate solution performance. Exactly which task is this we're doing? I'm going to open up chat in case y'all are having trouble talking.
Solution evaluation.
Okay. Solution evaluation is our knowledge area. Which task are we in?
To evaluate solution performance.
What's
Okay.
defining solution performance?
Okay. So if it's If it's evaluate solution performance, it's a single task, but which task is that? From the answers, I'm thinking that it's actually asking us about measure solution performance, which isn't well worded in the question. So let's just say it is measure solution performance. What are the inputs to measure solution performance? So which answer would it be?
So it should be the business objective and the solution itself probably that exists. So it's going to be the design solution, and that's why I went for C. Okay. Oh,
Okay,
there's a working solution. Okay. Oh, I just saw that. I think that makes it tricky.
it does.
Because yes,
So
because we need a business objective and a working solution actually.
got one vote for D.
Mhm.
Jose, what do you think? We've got several people experiencing technical difficulties this morning, I see.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Finally. Uh, the thing that I don't like about DIF, as in Denmark, is that it is a working solution. I don't think that it needs necessarily be a fully working solution, so I would probably go with C for Canada, business objectives and design solution.
Okay, let's test C.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Oh, it's
let's
working.
oh, okay, it's
Must be
working.
working.
It's got to be in operation, a prototype, or a pilot or beta solution. If you just have a design solution, you have nothing to measure, to
Okay.
say.
Okay. Okay.
Let me give you an example. In another class, we have them on a project that they are designing and implementing a playground for students at an elementary school. You can't say that we're going to have set a KPI of 30 students use it a day if there's not a playground out there, a swing, a space. You've got to have something out there for them to use to be able to say, we're going to test to see if this is functioning properly or if this is a reasonable way to measure. You got to have something out there. Okay, now that y'all got your technical stuff done, let's see if we can go forward. Stephen works with an IT shop in North Carolina as a business analyst. He's in charge with determining what cultural changes are required to better realize value from an existing solution. What is the key action he is accomplishing for the organization? So, cultural changes, what task are we in? Existing solution, so we know we're in chapter 8. Cultural changes happen only in what chapter, what task?
The enterprise limitations.
That's right. So for enterprise limitations, what is the key task key action he's accomplishing? Is he performing a cultural assessment, performing an impact analysis, conducting needs analysis, or is he eliminating risks?
Uh,
Cultural assessment.
I've got one vote for A.
yes, performing cultural assessment.
You're correct. Good job. In order to validate requirements, you must first do what? They have to be specified and modeled. They have to be verified. They have to define the design options, or they confirm requirements.
Uh, I believe I got this one wrong the previous time. In my own head, I set it up as being specify and model, verify, validate. But I
Right?
don't, so I would say again, verify requirements before validating. But I really think that I got this wrong the last time.
So your vote is for B?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. B.
So here's the deal. Before you can validate requirements, before you can go to your stakeholders and say, does this requirement, do these requirements all help you meet your business, line to the business requirements and support the delivery of needed value? They've got to be written down. They've got to be in some way that they can review them, and that is specified model. You can specify model requirements, and at that point, you can verify them or validate them or both. You don't have to verify requirements before they're validated.
Okay. Okay.
I always think of this as snowflakes. You've got to have the snowflake before you can examine it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why that picture works for me. Which of the following are quantitative, quant meaning numbers, benefits that may be included in a business case? Improve customer satisfaction as a result of a better website navigation, reduced inventory from having more accurate counts and through auto replenishment, reduce defects as a result of using use cases on the project, or improved communication between order entry and warehouse staff. Which ones of those can you put numbers to easily? Let's walk through it this way. How hard is it to measure communication? Improved communication. That's pretty hard, right?
Yeah, it's always subjective.
It's pretty subjective. And customer satisfaction, that's also pretty subjective. I mean, you ask them to give ratings. That's pretty hard though. But whenever you go into reduced defects or reduced inventory, and this one also has accurate counts and auto replenishment, I'm thinking this is probably our answer because it's giving us so many things in here that's numbers. This one is reduced defects, but as a result of using use cases, how do you ensure that the use cases are the way that's reducing the defects? That gets fuzzy again. So what do you think about B?
Yes, that's the one we can actually measure.
Amarachi, what do you think? Amarachi, we can't hear you, so I'm going to go ahead and check B. This benefit can be measured financially, so it's considered a quantitative benefit. Cool. Questions on that one?
No.
Okay. William conducted a brainstorming session with several key stakeholders to generate potential solutions. So that means that they are in the analyze potential value and recommend solution task. They identified several possible ways to satisfy the business objectives of an organization. How will William ultimately determine which solution options to seriously consider? So in that task, look at the elements of that. In part, he'll calculate the opportunity cost for each option. He would ask the team to prioritize the options based upon their collective expertise. He could use the Delphi technique to objectively prioritize the list of options. Or initially, he will discuss the options at a high level with the sponsor in order to determine which option to pursue further. What does the BABOK say he should do?
I will probably go for B. Try to get to a consensus, but the one with the Delphi technique actually give us a way to eliminate ties, eliminate some people's influence or power over others.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually looking at A.
Tell me why.
First.
Okay, so remember that for them to identify the several possible ways to satisfy the business objective, like he did it together with the key stakeholders already, so they were present when all of this was happening. And now it's now like looking at those possible solutions and trying to weigh which one to go for. He doesn't really need to go back to prioritize uh their options again, because before that
Yeah.
comes in, it's probably after they've calculated the opportunity cost for each to choose which one stands best. Then after that, if there are probably more than one options, then that's when the collective expertise can come in. So that's mine.
Okay. That's pretty good reasoning. Jose, what do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. So we are no longer in the prioritization phase.
Right.
Yeah.
In addition to calculating opportunity costs, you've got to have that before you go talk to your sponsor or anybody else, right? The BABOK mentions understanding the quantitative and qualitative value of each option, along with the time needed to achieve each future state. You know, it's going to take us 6 months to do this one. It'll take 8 months to do that one. So we want that information before we lay it all out and do a comparison. For which of the following tasks and elements would be most appropriate to generate alternative approaches during strategy analysis? So we're in strategy analysis, means we're in chapter 6. And we want to generate alternative approaches. Would that be acceptance and evaluation criteria, scope of the solution space, define change strategy, or determine implementation approach?
The change strategy.
Amarachi,
I'm here.
what do you think the answer is?
So so hmm, I'm not so sure, to be honest.
Okay, let's test Jose's answer. The purpose of the defined change strategy
Correct.
task is to develop and assess alternative approaches to the change and then select the recommended approach. Very good. Okay, IDEF, BPMN, and IGOE are types of notations utilized on which of the following models? You don't have to know what all of them are. If you know just one of them, it will give you the hint. Are they state models, conceptual models, data models, or process models?
Process.
Okay, let's test it. You're correct. BPMN is the one I know easy. The other ones are like, I think I know what that one is, but I'm not positive. I know what BPMN is. Good job, Jose.
Same here, BPN. I don't know the rest.
Yeah, the other
Yeah,
ones are like, you're just throwing letters at me. I don't even know if those are real. Define
yeah,
design
yep.
options is a task in which of the following knowledge areas. So define design options. Is this in solution evaluation, requirements analysis and design definition, strategy analysis, or elicitation and collaboration?
Red requirements analysis.
Any other votes?
I second that.
Okay. You're correct. It is one of the 6 tasks in RAD. What characteristics of quality requirement is missing in this requirement? The call center operator shall be able to view the details of a protected household. Is the thing that's missing understandable, concise, complete, or consistent? So we're in the characteristics of quality requirements in specifying model requirements. I'm sorry, in verify requirements. Characteristics of requirements and design quality. The list, I'll tell you the list after we answer this one.
I would say complete. It doesn't. It gives us the who, the what, but doesn't give us the why.
Okay. Amarachi, what's your vote?
I think I go with Jose's reasoning.
Okay. The stated requirement is incomplete in the sense that it lacks a qualifier. The completed requirement would state the call center operator shall be able to view the details of the protected household within 2 seconds of issuing a query. So we need to know how fast and what the trigger is. While analyzing elicitation results and creating representations of those results, which set of activities will a business analyst typically be engaged in? So we're doing this. What is the name of the task that this is describing?
Design. Is it the specify model?
Yes, it is. This is specifying model requirements. So would we be modeling requirements? Let's see, those are in all of those. Analyzing requirements or defining requirements architecture. Is this part of our answer?
No, that's for the.
That's a different knowledge area, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, that's a different task in that knowledge area in RAD. Okay, so the next one is going to be representing requirements and attributes or defining design options.
Defining design options. I don't think it is there.
Okay. Analyzing potential value or implementing the appropriate levels of abstraction.
And the analyze potential value is used on the last task of this group. Yeah, so I will go
Okay.
with D for Denmark. Yeah.
Business analysts transform elicitation results into requirements and designs by engaging in these activities, which are elements of the specified model requirement task. Modeling requirements, analyzing requirements, representing requirements and attributes, implementing the appropriate levels of abstraction. Let me get a drink, guys. Okay. Laura, a junior business analyst, has finished detailing a set of requirements using analytical techniques. She now wants to elicit, model, and analyze the design, but is wondering what techniques she would use for this activity. What would you advise her? So she's on this one right here. She's got the detailed requirements ready to go. What task is she in?
Basic model analysis design.
Or maybe we should go back to what task has she just completed?
Is it the define design options?
I think that is what she's doing here. So, what would you advise her? The business analyst does not create design but reviews them to ensure they align with requirements. She should therefore package her artifacts, obtain sign off, and pass them on to a design architect. Requirements and designs use the same techniques to specify and model. Since the developers and testers will be using her requirements, she should collaborate with them to come up with the best techniques to use. The business analyst can only specify and model requirements and not designs. So I'm hoping you're automatically eliminating those that you know are not true and leaving only those that you think are possible. So which ones are possible? Let's step back one step. Which ones have you eliminated?
I am kind of drawn into selecting C for Canada as the correct answer.
Okay.
Best technical use.
And Marachi, what do you think?
The one we are taking off or the correct answer?
I'm sorry, say that again?
So, like, why are you asking? Are we to strike off the ones that are not
No,
part of the
he's got
answers, like the wrong answers?
this is his vote for the correct answer.
Okay. I think I would go with C.
Okay. So the correct answer is requirements and designs use the same techniques to specify and model. So the techniques that you use for the requirements, you're going to use the same ones for the design. For instance, if you create a process model in your requirements, you're going to create a process model for your design, current state versus future state.
Okay. Okay. Then the developers and testers are gonna do the actual physical designs.
They will
Okay.
do their version of the design. You
Okay. Yeah.
do the business translation
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the design, and then they take it and they create the very detailed, what this field name is and things like that. Okay, let's move on. Sophia is a BA who's helped the business owner define the business need relating to new service that our company wants to offer. So we're in a new service. That means we're not in Chapter 8. The company is expecting this new service to increase revenues, increase market share, and reduce customer complaints. She, along with key stakeholders, have generated alternative change strategies related to the new service and are completing business cases to support a recommendation. Sophia realizes she has no idea of the potential business and technical ramifications or magnitude of the effort. She realizes she needs to step back and complete which task, element, or technique next. So, an idea of the business, potential business, and technical ramifications or magnitude of the effort. Sophia and her team need to analyze constraints, assumptions, and dependencies associated with the recommended solution. Sophia and her team need to assess risks. Sophia and her team need to identify risks. Sophia and her team need to define the potential negative impact to value of the recommended solution.
She needs to assess them. She needs to identify them and analyze them.
Give me a number.
B for Bahamas.
Okay. Looks like we've lost Amarachi. Risks speak to uncertainty and potential impacts. Very good. What are all of the core concepts used in solution evaluation? So the core concepts. Change is one of them, right? So we can eliminate this one. Solution need is in all three of these. Validation or value. Which one is it, Jose?
I would include value.
Okay. So you think it's change, need, solution, context, value, and stakeholders?
Yes. Stakeholders.
Stakeholders is in all three answers, so I'm pretty sure it's included.
Yeah.
All the core concepts are used in each knowledge area, not just solution evaluation. And you're right, it is change, need, solution, context, value, and stakeholders. Phil is a BA on a project and is planning activities to evaluate the solution. The project is planned to have a total of 4 releases, approximately 4 to 6 months apart. Each release builds upon the functionality in the prior release. When should Phil plan the assessments? So the assessments would be when they would add value, but minimally after each release. When there's indication that the solution isn't delivering expected value once deployed. During each proof of concept, before delivery, and after deployment. And it depends. Whenever warranted or Phil believes evaluation would lend value. This is something you've got to have.
I just lost you there. Your image froze.
Hi, Tia. Can you hear us? Jose, I think she left. Can you hear me, Jose?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Let's see if she is going to connect back. Meanwhile, we can chit chat.
Yeah, there's something going on with the internet today. These issues didn't happen just now. At least to me, didn't happen just now with the CBAP call. It's been going on the entire day.
Yeah. Um, Okay, I've sent her a message if she's going to connect back.
Okay.
Today also I have a hard stop at 9. Um, but surprisingly, everyone today facing a technical issue. Even me, when I connected, it was kind of weird today.
Yeah.
My audio was not working, then my mic was not working. And the interesting part is, how it happening to everyone on the same day.
Okay.
Okay, here we
Sorry,
go.
guys. I had a blip in my power and everything shut down. So let me share again.
Nice to have you back, and I will have a hard stop today at 9 and wish you all the very best
Thank
with
you.
the
Thank you, Amal. Okay, sharing this screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for waiting for me. I was hoping it wouldn't take too long. Okay, so we're in, I think we're in analyze performance measures or releases approximately 4 to 6 months apart. When are we going to plan assessments? Do we wait until the solution isn't delivering expected value?
My problem with that one is the once deployed. We'll probably go during each proof of concept, before delivery, and after deployment.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so because we might need
Okay.
evaluations prior to deployment, um, we're going to have to do it earlier, I think.
Okay, there is no evidence of a proof of concept for Phil's project. Okay.
So when it would add value, but minimally after each release.
Yeah.
I don't like that phrasing because I don't think that the BABOK says that part. Anytime it would add value, anytime that we can say, okay, something's changed, let's evaluate, that's when it would add value.
Yeah.
Consider a scenario in which the sponsor has initiated an effort to purchase and install COTS, commercial off-the-shelf package. You discover that no other analysis work has been performed. What's the first thing that you do? Determine the approach to implementing the COTS solution. Perform a gap analysis to ensure capabilities exist in the current state of the organization to support a COTS solution. Define a business need that the COTS package is intended to address. Determine if and how the COTS package meets the business need.
It's not, I don't believe it's say we need to understand why there was an effort to purchase the cots and if it's actually gonna satisfy our needs. So
D?
yeah, that one or C. Yeah, D for Denmark. No,
Well, I
C.
think you were good with C. I'm going to give you C. Um, when confronted with changes to the system, the first task is to define why the change is warranted by defining the business need. So
But
the
why?
reason this one wasn't correct is because it's focused on the COTS package meeting the business need. This one is focused on the business need to start with.
Okay, okay.
We always have to ask why. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I've said that question many, too many times, Jose. What factor can be assessed through the key performance indicators, KPIs, aligned with the enterprise measures, goals, and objectives for the project, process performance targets, or test for a software application? Is the factor that's being assessed performance, solution acceptance, context, or solution implementation?
I will go with performance, but I'm not sure if that's a tricky question because it sounds like too simple.
It does seem too simple, but KPIs, would that would we use KPIs for solution acceptance
No, no.
or context
No, no,
or solution implementation?
no, neither.
So I think performance is the thing. You got it. Sometimes simple is true.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Which tool is used to support assessing enterprise limitations is defined as follows. Boundaries of a proposed new, removed, or modified component of an enterprise, as well as the potential value expected from the future state. Is that tool the current state description, the risk analysis results, the solution scope, or future state descriptions? The key to this is this word right here.
Boundaries of the proposed. The current state description or the future.
Is that boundaries? And current state, does that talk about the removed and modified components of the enterprise?
No, 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 no. We only are talking about what we have right now. The new, removed, or modified will be the future state.
Okay. So you think D is the best answer?
Yes.
Okay. You got it. Good job. So boundaries for the proposed new, removed, or modified components of the enterprise, as well as potential value expected from the future state, is the future state description. I want to check solution scope real quick. This is defined as solution boundaries to measure and evaluate. Cool. Okay, who are the stakeholders that contribute to measuring solution performance? So measuring solution performance is the define performance measures and use the data collected to evaluate the effectiveness of the solution in relation to the value it brings. First of all, do we have a supervisor in our BABOK stakeholders?
No. No. And the documentation, subject matter expert, I don't think also.
How about a UI expert?
No, neither.
No.
Customer,
So
domain, subject.
customer, right? Domain SME, project manager, sponsor, and regulator. Let's test this one. Cool. Sierra discovered that the internal audit team performed audits the last calendar week of each month. The organization operates at a frenetic pace. I love that word. The last week of the month to meet production goals. What might Sierra further investigate as a concern? So they perform audits during that week, and the organization operates at a really fast pace that last week to meet production goals. Perhaps the entire facility doesn't need to be audited each month, and a sample of departments would be sufficient. Perhaps the fact that the audits are completed each month is too often. Perhaps bi-monthly or quarterly makes more sense. While a frenetic pace can't be spaced out across the month given the production goal, perhaps the timing of the audience may have a negative impact on the outcome.
I will go with D for Denmark.
The timing of the audits appears to be the most problematic given the information in this scenario. I do like C, but we
Yeah.
can't control C. That's outside of the scope of our project, right? Lucas is a BA on a high-profile project. He has determined that the solution is consistently or repeatedly producing ineffective outputs. What should Lucas do in order to address the source of the problem? The solution is doing this. Should he do a cultural assessment, a problem analysis, a business rules analysis, or an impact assessment?
Problem analysis.
Perfect. This approach will identify root cause issues that contribute to the creation of ineffective results. If that one doesn't work out, he might do a cultural assessment, but we don't have any indication in the question that what he should be focusing on
Yeah.
initially. It should be problem analysis. Last question. The lead BA has assigned you to create a requirements model that represents the characteristics and the exchange of information within the enterprise or a solution. Which requirements model category would you use? So we want a requirements model category. Is that data and information, data flow diagrams, data modeling, or activity flow? We want to create a requirements model that represents the characteristics and exchange of information within an enterprise or a solution. So which requirements model category is that, Jose?
I'm divided between data flow or activity flow, exchange of information within an enterprise or a solution. Because I work usually with technology, developers, etc., I would go directly for data flow diagrams, but I believe that what they are actually asking on this one is the activity flow, not so much the activity as in the tasks.
I want to
Yeah,
draw your
data flow.
attention to this requirements model category, not technique.
Okay. Requirements model. Requirements model. No, not sure about this one. I'll still go with data flow.
Okay. So
Thanks.
the data flow diagram is a technique within the data and information model category.
Okay. 7141.
Okay, let's submit this exam. Okay, how are we doing? On chapter 8, we're at 72%. Chapter 7, 62 and a half. I'm sorry, I'm going backwards. No, I'm not. Chapter 6, we're at 100%. So I think we ought to add chapter 5 next week. I want to keep pounding on chapter 7, though. We got to
Yeah,
get that score up.
yeah. Especially
Okay,
because it's the one with the higher percentage. Yeah.
exactly. Okay, sir, I will put in Slack that we are going to do 5, 6, and 6, 5, 6, 7, and 8 for next week, and we'll just keep working at it.
Okay. If we are doing bad in one specific group, can we just study that specific one?
Let's do 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then if we keep doing bad at 7, we will just do 7
Okay.
by
Okay.
itself.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right,
Okay.
sir, thank you so much. I'll see
Thanks
you
again.
next week.
Thanks. Have a great weekend. Bye.
You too. Goodbye.